Welcome. I've got something that might interest you. Ah! Another time, again. Welcome! You're hearing right. This is Feuerglatz's first stream in English. And I saw, queued without E, that you have become my 50th follower! Woohoo! Thank you very much. Now I'm an affiliate, or I could be, after an email from Twitch. Yeah, thank you. This is cause for celebration. Cheers. And because... Maybe you see the problem there already. We have Cutie Cat CC, which is Cutie Cat. Now we have Cute without E. And they sound a little too similar. Cute without E. Is it okay if I just call you Cut? Or... I don't know. Anything? Something short, so we can talk or play Torment Tides of Numenera. Without E. Okay, then that's your name. And just so you know, I know who you are. Not that you're confused about that. Okie dokie. Torment Tides of Numenera. It's the spiritual successor to my favorite game in the world, Planescape Torment. And it's the game we... Actually, on the stream we talked about this game during the Little Nightmare stream. And it's the one I paid $460 for. 460. I will never do that again. I've never done that before, and I'm not doing this right now. But it was also my first and only Kickstarter that I took part in. So I was quite happy when I found out, this is my second time now that I'm playing this game, that it is good. It is good. It is, in my opinion, it's very good. I understand the criticism. Some game mechanics are a little, well, too easy, maybe. There's not much of a game, and the joke about Planescape Torment fits here as well. It's the best game I've ever read, and maybe that's why I like it. It's definitely a story game, and it plays in the Numenera universe, which I am a fan of as well, playing pen and paper. So, without further ado, let's start this game right here. For your information, I didn't know that, but I've still got all my old save games here. That's me, the last Castoff, and my group of friends, Callistege, Rin, and Matkina. We were a band of women who were out for trouble, and we got that. Later, there's as well, and well, no spoilers here. Let's begin. Just one short mic check. Short mic check. Yeah. Rage Against the Machine fan. Because I played the game first as a female, I will now play as a male.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you. Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you. But the details slip away as you grasp at them.
Water is life.
You force your eyes open.
So, you can always choose what I should do, and I think in most cases I will just do as you say, but I've done something similar also with, for example, Monkey Island streams, and it slowed down the game a little when I asked you really at every conversation, or was waiting for you in every conversation what I should choose. So, important decisions, I would say, I'll ask you, I'll take the time. In not that important decisions, I'll just choose.
A white-pink fleshy cocoon surrounds you. Even as you look, a minor rent in its side tears open, and the howling wind forces its way inside.
Also, we're falling, so time is of the
The
essence.
cocoon rips away, gone before you can grab it, spinning you into a dizzying tumble. You are falling, the world many kilometers beneath you. You catch a glimpse of a curved horizon, and also the ground beneath you that is approaching deceptively quickly. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in upon itself. A corona of acid green and black energy playing around its edges.
This term didn't age well.
The wind buffets you and burns your eyes, but you don't need to see the details of the faraway ground to know you're in serious trouble. You won't survive a fall from this stratospheric height. A part of your frantic mind babbles that technically you probably fell from a thermospheric height.
Of course we did.
You struggle to stay focused as the ground rushes toward you. You are spinning too rapidly to get a good look. You can see a large landmass, a vast body of water directly below you, and scattered archipelagos, but the detail eludes you. A deep black night is above you, its nocturnal clarity disappearing as the haze of atmosphere envelops you. It's hazy. You were in a tall passageway, its sides slicked with dew, the air warm and moist, as if you were caught in the breath of a giant organism. You remember fleeing in fear and exhilaration, laughing through the terror. What was it that pursued you? Something ancient and cold, its coiling power the promise of oblivion. Its shadowed tendrils struck at you, and the walls where they landed were torn apart utterly, destroyed beyond any hope of repair. You leapt into a membranous cocoon and fell from the station, the moon, and then you were empty. But who were you? What was that creature? A word surfaces in your thoughts, and you seize it before it vanishes. Sorrow. The world fills your sight. You're about to hit. It hurts your mind to recall, but you push past it, a creature of the forgotten world seeking you out across the centuries. But it's not you it seeks, is it? It sought the man whose memories you shuffle through now, and you realize suddenly that you are not him. You were... who? Who were you? If you somehow managed to sidestep everything you know about anatomy, physics, and death, and you were surprised to realize that you do know something about them, and you survived this fall, you suspect that you might be able to reawaken a dormant strength you sense inside you. But who could possibly survive a fall from this height?
We can.
You remember reaching an escape tube, and you remember being struck by a tendril of force, and then the fall. The fall. You open your eyes in time to see a riot of color around you, your descent barely slowed, and then agony flares throughout your body as a crunching impact destroys you. The last thing you hear is a rapidly cycling whine of energy, and then darkness.
Hallo, Roxy. Nicht steht da. Euer Schreibtisch? For your information, this is my first English stream, Roxy, so I'm gonna talk English. Speak in English. But you just might as well type in German. I have no problem with that. Und ich glaube, ich werde dir vielleicht auch dann trotzdem einfach in Deutsch antworten, weil es dann schneller geht. Und auch alles viel... Nein, eben nicht. Herzlichen Glückwunsch übrigens. So now that you're here, Shiroxy, just for your information, you decide about anything there is to decide in this game here. Maybe not everything about the character, about the NPCs I will travel with, as I want to choose the ones that haven't traveled with before. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, spattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as if it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. No, everyone can. Not only Shiroxy. But of course, as Shiroxy is Shiroxy, she gets 2 votes. No, I told the joke. Well, what do you want to do? Move the bowl beneath the liquid or examine the bowl? It puts lotion in the basket. Examine! You trace your fingers over the slippery, overlapping scales that spiral up from the bottom of the bowl. The sharp-toothed rim plucks at your skin. It's going to be tricky to move this bowl without slicing your fingers on the edge. You might have to put some effort into it. That's a game mechanic. Reflected light streaks across the surface of the bowl, and another droplet falls from the ceiling. Carefully move the bowl. Again? Something else? The slick, overlapping scales have sharp, hungry edges that nip at your flesh. Each shining drop of light from the unseen ceiling seems to linger in the bowl's polished depths. Is there more? No, there isn't. Always examine first. Yeah, I think that's something to live by, and your wish is my command. You've encountered your first task. You have 3 stat puts, might, speed, and intellect, that you can spend to increase your chances of success. Talking like Sean Connery right here. This is called using effort. We will not disable the tutorial, so I don't have to explain everything to you. To more easily move the bowl in front of you, use the left mouse key to spend might for a higher level of effort. Don't worry if you fail this task. In Torment, failure often results in interesting outcomes. And that's one thing I love about this game. Playing Gothic or Gothic 2, I get obsessed with trying to reach the best results and reloading and reloading and reloading if I fail at anything. But in Torment and Planescape Torment, that's not the case. Failure is interesting. And that's great PnP advice, but also great game design advice, in my opinion. Let's continue. We can... As you see here, the base difficulty is 45%, as we... Why is it 60 here? Because we have a modifier, because we thoroughly investigated the bowl. Okay. You get it? You get it? I think you do. It's not that complicated. Yeah, maybe there's a metaphor in there. 80% is okay, isn't it? So we don't spend all of our might points at this first stupid task? I think I'll take 80%. That's the success sound. You carefully take hold of the bowl, avoiding the teeth and the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over the glowing pool of fallen light. Over the pool? Under the pool? Semantics. Drop by drop, the bowl fills, ripples spreading over the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminescence stretches into the corners of the room. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, washing away the nearest shadows and pouring into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You are not whole, not yet, but you have begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Hello? Are you still alive down there? We're up here, build a path up to us, and be careful. Something else to do? Ooh. The fantasy part comes later, but yes, it's science fantasy. I think it will mostly seem like science fiction more than it does look like fantasy. Should we overturn the bowl? Or should we just leave the bowl alone? I don't remember what I did in my first playthrough. I think I left the bowl alone. Might be interesting to know what will happen if we overturn the bowl. You decide. Okay, Kitty Cat, are you still here? We need a judge. Okay, 1 against 1. I'll be the judge. Do I have... I don't have anything. Okay. Okay. Should I overturn the bowl or leave the bowl alone? Kitty cat. That's the only thing to get right now. It might be a life-changing decision, so I think we... Okay. Shiroxy, I'm sorry. But I think that's what I did in my first playthrough as well. We are the last Castoff. For your information. Sorry. As soon as you touch the orb, a memory floods your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and dank. You've had a moment's respite from this water-locked hell. A bubble of stale air, your resting point. You've breathed water before, and you've lived decades beneath the waves. But this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing you ever so subtly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get the two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he's lost faith in his invention, but that is hardly your concern. This mission cannot be delayed, it must proceed. Deceive him by telling him that you've heard sounds of pursuit. Threaten him until he returns to the task at hand. This is taking too long. Cast a spell. An esotery is the spell term here in Torment of Numenera, to fix the device yourself. Ooh, congratulations for, well, managing to get one in the first place. Hogwarts Legacy, please tell us about how it is, because I am a bit skeptical. I think it looked too MMO-y for me. But maybe, I mean, I know it's not an MMO, but yeah. Like I said, I'm skeptical. All right. I think I stopped asking you about the decisions, and I'm just waiting a little until, if you want to give an answer. Otherwise, I'll just do what I think is right. Well, I think I am more of the one guy. I'll take the first option. Your words echo clearly, and he looks up, surprised, as you cut through his indecisive daze. He grimaces and says, "All right, we'll be through the door before they catch up." His fingers make minute adjustments to the knobs and blinking levers of the device, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. Don't let it get you, cutie cat! Don't let it get you! A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-bordered cells and the aquatic viewing areas. What you seek lies there. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. Do you hear that? You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal, rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal. What? An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal. Alright. An iridescent field coalesces so fast. That's why I thought I could just stream in English, because these are not the easiest words. That the waves of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The guards won't be far behind. You see, I was right after all. In deceiving my companion here. Run! You can come back for it. They won't be able to protect it forever. Disable the sonar pulse. Use the device to stop them. One of the ciphers in your belt. I think you had enough time while I'm reading to maybe decide. Okay. Cute. Without E. Ah, damn it. You run urgent fingers over the device's... and I thought, let's not waste this cipher. Maybe we can use it in the future. But it's a memory, so sometimes I'm a little obsessive with games. You run urgent fingers over the devices fastened to your waist. A fog rising in your mind. A few can be used against the guards, but would also turn your skin to synth steel, or the surrounding water to boiling wax. Hardly ideal. Finally, you find a small silver sphere. Setting the sphere in place, you kick desperately for the safety of a nearby alcove. The sphere whirls and unfolds into a spiraling vortex. The sphere, at its center, speaks a few polite words in an ancient language. Polite? Oh, then begins draining the surrounding water into itself with alarming speed. The approaching guards shout, then scream as they too are sucked into the whirlpool and ripped to pieces. You allow yourself a fleeting smile, but are all too aware that more alarms are going off in the distance. The memory begins to fade, as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel, and you hear more pylons rising from the pit. The ones you see right on the right-hand side here. Something is wrong. The events within the orb have settled into that gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else, a gust of sour air pulling at you, like a predator, inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. I'm the same, yeah. It's always... That's why, as a GM, I try to not give descriptions anymore of how people look like, or NPCs look like, except for maybe they've got a scar at the cheek, or they have blue hair. You know, just one thing that's noticeable or really stands out. Because if you describe everything, you tune out, and in the end, just don't really can puzzle it all together in your mind, and you get confused and tired, and yeah. Let's continue our way along the pylons. Pylons, not pirates. Examine. This mirror looks strange, as though what you see in it is real, and you're the reflection. What's that? The light around the door's frame dims and then flares like a roaring fire in a high wind. No sign or symbol tells you what might be behind this enormous door. A dull chill radiates from its bronzed, segmented surface, and the thick metal wheels seem frozen into place. Countless scratches and wounds mar the surface of this door. Someone made a great effort to get inside, to no avail. Oh, we cannot get back to our bow and overturn it if we should have decided differently. Okay, examine this. Okay. You mean... Should I wait for you? Or are you gone 1 second? I think we'll continue. You stand beside a woman on a verdant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were, desperately, this seems like the right place. I don't know about this, the woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we've found? Draw your attention to the hidden details that your more experienced eye can clearly see. Use your charm to persuade her of the merits of the site and to remind her of the time constraints. Convince her with the wisdom of your superior intellect. 1, 2, 3. Choose! Please, because I don't know what to choose, to be frank. I think... Charm? Okay, let's charm her. Because I think I would have... I think my first playthrough I chose 1. Oh! So, no charm. Okay, 1. It was a split-second decision there. A split second later and I would have clicked the wrong... no matter. You shade your eyes against the bright sun so that you can point out the thin bands radiating from the metallic disc. How the energy from those bands affects the local fauna, suggesting an enormous source of prior world energy. She thinks deeply. It's geologically sound? Have you run the sounding samples and checked the strata? No major caverns or weaknesses showed up on your resonance scans? She waits for your information and says, "Alright, I'm convinced." The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau to examine the open ground. And just let me try to puzzle it together. I think that's her. And the other, her. Okay. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of the constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, laughter in her eyes. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Use the Numenera integrated into the construct's body to overwhelm the behavior malfunction. Examine the construct for mechanical faults. Look for a deeper solution. Perhaps it's an effect of the metallic disc itself. If there is a right choice here, I think the third one looks like the right one. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll choose that one. A mist falls onto the plateau as you wrap a fiber shielding mesh around the construct's skull. The mesh powers up, protecting the construct's mind from any trans-dimensional emissions that might be in the area. Taking a deep breath, you repeat your command. Acknowledged! It obediently trundles to the side of your new shelter. The image freezes, then fades. And you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind, block by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head. Your head. Reclaiming your memories hurts. And once more there's something else. Hairs lift one by one on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing. And it's hunting you. Been there. A vision of a city springs up around you, your city, in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you have brought a keen-eyed companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the invaders. You need to get her to safety, and you need to rally your defenders. But even as you turn toward the door of the tower, 2 of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike at them before they land. One is brutishly large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other slim, sheathed in glassy armor and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance single file, confined by the parapet. Trade blows with the giant. You can handle it for at least a strike or 2. Duck under the giant's swing and attack before he can strike. Fight defensively and figure out who presents the greater threat. I think this is another case of the third option really seems like the right one. Yeah, I think that you would have chosen the other choice before in our decision, even if you would have been there. Well, the memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of his companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and wavers around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, your best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting her turn to attack you, unable to bring her weapon to bear until he's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes rove behind you, her focus on your ward. Oh, that's not good. She's certainly not expecting you to dive between the giant's legs and come up inside her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time, and you drive your dagger up under her chin. Contenance. You catch her before her deadly blade drops onto you and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant, and he topples, bisected. The immediate threat ended. You focus on finding a way back to your allies. You open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked, opening just a bit into the hall, and you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond. I just meant that you weren't there for one decision, but I think you would have decided just as I did, even without you. That's what I meant. Hurl yourself against the door and knock them to the ground. Crack the door open to sneak past them. Charge through them, counting on your defenses to protect you. You mean this one? Crack the door open and sneak past them. Alright, let's do that. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly. Excuse-moi. The sound like a bell in your memory. You pause. But the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening and creep down the blood-stained hall. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back in your own body. Your temples throb with the racing force of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you, like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive fist has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. And this right here is how you can, you don't have to, but you can build your character in Torment Tides of Numenera. Ooh. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols, daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. It's the mirror error set. No, it's not. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you, shoving, arguing with, and fighting each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate pentagonal, you mean 5 corners? Is corners the right word? On their head. Oh, I think it's the Torment logo. In their eyes, their actions, you see the memories you discovered within the orbs and the choices you made, shining like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and though some of the bright doppelgangers ignore you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. The doppelganger moving cautiously through the crowd, with the clever eyes, the mystical symbol on its brow, observing all the others. I think that's the one I chose in my first playthrough, moving stealthily through the crowd. You see, now, after we made our decisions and our memories, these doppelgangers are the ones presented to us, so we can choose our class. Stealthily? Okay. Shroxy or any other one? Is there anybody out there? I guess not. Let's take this one then. You blink and the doppelganger is gone. Or so you think at first, for you can hear just for a second a low chuckle somewhere behind you. When you finally blink, it stands before you once more, behind the glass where it belongs and waiting for a decision. Yes, that is who I am, or I want to consider the other choices. That's who we are, aren't we, cute? Cute without E. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the rippling glass. Its face reflects confidence and cleverness. Shadows of weapons flicker in and out of its hand, and a few devices shimmer on its belt. You get the feeling you, won't be comfortable in a variety of situations. The word Jack sounds in your mind. Your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out into the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanisms behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque noise rings through your shared worlds, like a bell if bells could rot. Something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark, open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Character creation. Let's see. Your choices and the memories in the mirror have begun to build your character. But now, you have the opportunity to decide on a number of details. First, you can decide to change your type. Type defines the abilities and skills you'll be able to acquire as you advance. Okie dokie. Just so you know what we're getting into, I know you, cute without E, know what these are, but I'll just... Not everyone does. Jacks, the one we chose at first, are intrepid explorers and adventurers. They are Jacks of all trades, hence the name. Although the word also harkens back to fables involving a wily, resourceful hero who always seems to be named Jack. Jacks are at their best when they combine weapons, armor, esoteries, ciphers, and a clever tongue. They are treasure hunters, grifters, skulls, rogues, and experts in a variety of fields. Glaives are the elite warriors of the Ninth World, using weapons and armor to fight their enemies. Scouts, guardians, warlords, and soldiers could be glaives. Most glaives either have a high might and use the heaviest armor and weapons available, or a high speed and stick with light or ranged weapons and light or medium armor. And nanos talks like a pirate. Stealthy Jack sounds... yeah, right. Stealthy Jack. We can't choose a name, unfortunately. Otherwise, we would be Stealthy Jack. Nanos are sometimes called mages, wizards, sorcerers, or witches by the people of the Ninth World. Whatever they are called, nanos master the mysteries of the past to the degree that they seem to perform miracles using esoteries. Spell-like invocations that combine gestures, command words, and psychic disciplines. They tap into nano spirits, numinous particles that suffuse the landscape, or to alter reality or learn things that they couldn't otherwise know. We are Jack, aren't we? We are a Jack, we stay a Jack, we'll always be a Jack. Call me Jack. Skills. Ah ja, da kommen wir später zu. We'll do that later. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, we're the Jack. But just to explain the flex skill, choose one exploration, raw, lore, or conversation skill, +1 training level in that skill while active. That's always nice. Your mercurial temperament can occasionally be a hindrance, but when you focus on a skill, you are without parallel. Okay, nice. Stat pools are the resources you use to apply effort or activate abilities. You can distribute points as you see fit. Glaives tend to favor might and or speed, while nanos favor intellect. Jacks usually benefit from a balanced set of points. 4 points remaining. Might represents the character's physical strength and resilience. Each point of might also increases health by 1. Speed represents the character's dexterity and reaction times. Every 2 points in speed also increases evasion by 5%. Evasion is, well, don't get hit. That's evasion. And intellect represents the character's mental prowess, willpower, and personality. Every 2 points in intellect also increases willpower by 5%. Willpower is, don't let ciphers and esoterics hit me. Okie dokie, 4 points remaining. What say you? That's what I thought. At least 2 intellect and 2 speed? And that sounds like Stealthy Jack, in my opinion. No might. It's not a fighting game. Here, it's Torment Numenera. Next. Abilities unlocked by your type can be active actions, such as attacks or spell-like esoteries, or unique passive effects. 2 points. Type abilities. Trained without armor, gain +10 evasion, +10 willpower when wearing no armor or light armor. Who needs armor? It's slow and cumbersome, and that extra weight might just get you killed. You prefer speed and mobility anyway. Hedge magic. Automatically succeed on the next quick fingers or smashing task. You snap your fingers and knots untangle themselves. Doors pop open, chests unlock. It's easy if you know how to do it. Sucker Punch! Attack that deals weapon damage +3. If the target has a negative fatal, fatals are status effects, they will become dazed for 1 round. Which means they have -15% willpower and -15% on attacks. Why fight fair? Take advantage of your opponents whenever you can. You know they'd do the same to you if the situation were reversed. Infuse weapon. Choose a damage type and then make a weapon attack. Deal weapon damage of the chosen type, along with bonus effects based on the type. You force energy into your weapon, filling it with esoteric power. It's the perfect antidote to an armored enemy. Practiced in armor. This doesn't sound like Stealthy Jack. Armor's weight means little to you. While others rattle and stumble, you move through battle with calm assurance. These two? 2. We can choose 2. And I think these sound the most like Stealthy Jack, because I think we will get... Well, but it also... I think we... I never know. Maybe there's some nice medium armor, we want to use that, and then this skill is wasted, more or less. Sucker Punch, we're not the one that goes into the thrill of the battle and sucker punches everyone. I think these are the 2. Sucker Punch, very piratey. Let's see again. Attack that... But it costs 1 might. We don't have... How about the other ones? 2 intellect? 1 intellect. Is there anything that costs... No. Fair enough. What's hedge magic? Ah. Maybe we don't even need that because we have enough speed to do that without hedge magic. Yeah, you're right. I like that. Sucker Punch is very piratey. Let's take the Sucker Punch, as you said. But it costs 1 might. Ah! But Dazed is good. Okay. Next. Most skills increase your chance of success on specific kinds of actions and tasks, but some give other passive bonuses. Each skill starts at the novice level, without any dots there, and can be increased to trained and specialized, granting greater bonuses at each level. The scriptors often leave some skills at the inability level, meaning they inflict penalties. When upgraded, these return to the novice level. Choose one exploration skill. Exploration skills provide benefits to any tasks and challenges you may come across, increasing your odds of success while using them. Some exploration skills may also have additional benefits, such as granting increased health or increasing the number of ciphers you can safely carry. Alright, let's read through them. Anamnesis. The last Castoff can access the memories of previous consciousnesses. This skill represents your focus and acumen when attempting to recall those experiences. Sounds nice. Cipher use. All ciphers emit ooze or pulsate with strange energies and secretions. Without proper care and identification, storing too many together can cause catastrophic reactions. With training, you can learn to safely store additional ciphers with only a very slim chance of growing an unexpected appendage or other mutation. Endurance. Measures the character's hardiness in the face of damage. Plus 5 health per level. Okay. Cipher limit by 2. Bonus on difficult tasks marked with the skill. Okay. Initiative. A measure of reaction time and situational awareness. Training in the skill prevents enemies from getting the drop on the character. Allows the character's reaction early on the turn during crisis. Okay. Lore machinery. Sorry. Academic knowledge of machines, mechanics, and the physical sciences. Natural. Academic knowledge of the natural sciences and physical creatures. Persuasion. Convince an otherwise reluctant character to see things your way or do what you want them to do. Running. The ability to sprint across a dangerous area, navigating hazards and enemies with more alacrity than slower moving characters. Stealth. We are, after all, Stealthy Jack. Slinking through the shadows offers quite a few opportunities to evade or surprise enemies. You could be specialized in there, not only trained. Concentration. Mitigates penalties for equipped bonded artifacts. Bonded artifacts are... well... you have to use ciphers and they are one use only, and bonded artifacts are, well, pretty much like they sound like. What they sound like. Artifacts with a price. Deception. When you need to convince someone that something is true when it isn't. This is Stealthy Jack. Healing. Expertly administer care to wounded allies, applying the needed treatments through esoteries and ciphers. A different kind of persuasion where you use your reputation, false or not, or other threats to get others to do what you want. Mystical lore. Academic knowledge of sciences that are not exactly physical nor natural, including strange or trans-dimensional creatures. Visual, oral, and even olfactory acuity. Allows the character to notice things others would miss. That's perception. Quick fingers. Fine motor control and the ability to manipulate delicate devices. Also sounds like Stealthy Jack. Smashing! The finely honed ability to break things! Okay. Thoughts? So remember stuff, use ciphers, get healthy, go fast in battle. Yeah. Machines, mystics, natural stuff. I'm confused. Okie dokie. As Stealthy Jack, we already are deceptive. I don't think if we're deceptive, we don't need persuasion or intimidation. Not intimidation. Perception is always good. Quick fingers sounds like Stealthy Jack. We only can choose one exploration skill, but anamnesis sounds cool. Access the memories of previous consciousnesses. On the other hand, I don't know how often this comes up. What's concentration? No, artifacts. I think we should choose quick fingers. We only have one. Not quick fingers. Okay. Let's agree to disagree. Maybe we are anamnesis is cool, maybe? But persuasion, stealth, running, smashing, quick fingers, perception. Okay, I give you 3 to choose, alright? Anamnesis, remembering stuff our previous incarnations did. Or machinery lore, because I think maybe we were a Stealthy Jack and were working on a ship as a pirate, you know, and a ship is made up of machinery, so maybe we could have done that. Or perception, because as Stealthy Jack, we always are lurking in the shadows and see what others don't. You mean the anamnesis stuff? Out of character? Yeah. Okay. Shiroxy, are you against perception? Should we choose lore machinery? Otherwise, I'll continue. What does that do again? Unlocks conversation options. That's always nice. That's why we're playing. Okay. Perception it is. Shiroxy, 3, 2, 1, go. Go. We can't choose weapon skills because we're a filthy, Stealthy Jack. Although you chose your descriptor from among the many doppelgangers in the mirror, you now have the chance to view the specific bonuses and penalties it grants. You can also examine the effects of other descriptors and choose a new one if you wish. If you're sneaky and slippery, both in actions and words, you gain advantage through stealth rather than speed. Just have I turned off? Yeah, the ringing sound. Perception is good. Nice. We stay Stealthy Jack, won't we? Am I still Stealthy Jack? Perception, Sucker Punch, and infuse weapon, Sucker Punch, 2 speed, 2 intellect, and still perceptive. Okay, Stealthy Jack. Just so you know what else is there, I won't read every description of the descriptor, but we could be cautious, charming, clever, graceful, intelligent, learned, mechanical, mystical, observant, rugged, slick, stealthy, strong, strong-willed, swift, tough, or wrathful. Ooh, I like. Just let me see here. No.
Alright. Stealthy Jack is stealthy, perceptive, and starts this game. Are you sure you wish to proceed? This is your last chance to change the last Castoff's character type or descriptor. We are sure. Arr!
Whew. Whoop. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He's a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blue glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar, though you've never seen him before. He breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channeled it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflections, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you've got a lot of questions. This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out there and finish the process. It shouldn't be too hard.
Before I met you, it felt something...
No, I will not read everything like a parrot now. Before I met you, it felt like something was hunting me. Do you know what it was? You said I had to finish the process. What do you mean by that? Who are those? I think we can pretty much just choose and still choose the other choices, so I'll just go ahead. I don't think he will tell us really who he is if we ask. Oh shit. Analysis paralysis. Just start at the first one. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious. It's our death. It's the sorrow. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. After you wake up from this dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that and everything will be fine. We'll get back to that later. That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you shared some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happens. It's your mind. A construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts, store your true self. Wait, you know how people say, in the first place? This is definitely the first place of your memory. What? In the first place? I don't know how people say that, no. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come to you later.
Who are you?
I'm you. I'm a part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. What do you mean attuned to the tides? Tides are like a force.
Use the force.
Like gravity or magnetism or something, except they respond to people's actions and perceptions. Your body, that is your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will tune as it wakes up. What's a resonance chamber? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember it having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. I'm just a part of you. I look at you and I just know. This place was made for you, for us. And I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your questions, but that's all. I told you as much as I know. It's your mind, and that means you're in control. You just need to figure out how to unlock its secrets. I don't know how, but I think the resonance chamber will do that for us. It'll unite us, make us whole again. A piece of your mind, splintered off. Why don't you remember that? You just asked me that a second ago. So how do I get back to the real world? There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body. Just step through the whole tight things should take care of itself. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber and activate it. Then we can... What in the hell is that? God, it's a sorrow! The sorrow is anchored to those reflections. It's devouring their power! You've got to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors or else the sorrow will erase us forever! Crisis initiated. Kill the reflections anchoring the sorrow to your mind. Whoa. A crisis begins when you enter into a dangerous situation. Crises are turn-based encounters where you can fight, sneak, manipulate the environment, or talk your way out of trouble. I don't think we can talk to the sorrow, just so you know. Each turn you can take one action. To attack or activate an ability, you can also make one move. The reflection near you. Kill it! You loosen the sorrow's anchor. This one, okie dokie. Use the left mouse button to attack an enemy or move to a position. Try clicking the highlighted character now. Can't we do anything else? What's that? The sorrow shattered the mirror leading back to the dark fathom. Glass shards hiss when you touch them. Reflection. This looks... Well, at least it certainly doesn't look nice. We could attack the reflection or the other reflections. Or we could... do nothing else. Okay, die, reflection! Effort can be applied to attacks to increase your chance to hit. As with other tasks, each level of effort increases your chances by 20% at the cost of 1 point from a stat. Unarmed attacks use speed, but other weapons and abilities may use might or intellect instead. But I guess we are unarmed? Okay. Let's... Mind. We have... How... We have seven speed? 1, 2, 3 of them here, so I think we could safely just kill them, certainly. Certainly, I will certainly kill you now, reflection. Punch! Oh, shiznit. What in the... It's escaping! It's going to hide inside your mind. Now one! Get to the next one! You can sacrifice your action for the turn to double move instead of attacking. The movement preview line turns purple when over a position that requires a double move. Okay, I understand. This is the purple line. You see? This right here. Okay. Well. Yeah. Just... Oh. When you... Ah. Okay. Falcon Punch! You've already used your action this turn. It will need to wait until the next turn to deal with another reflection. You can move somewhere to spend your remaining move, but if you want to end your turn early, you can click the end turn button in the lower left. Well, just let's move there. Okay. Sorrow infection. What is it doing now? It's infecting it somehow. Fettles are temporary conditions or status effects that can improve or reduce a character's stats. The sorrow has just placed a fettle on the remaining reflection. You can't remove this fettle, but you may find a way to overcome it. Okay. Oh, I understand. There's loot. Shimmering glass cipher. Dears. Ooh. Yeah. This is a fragment of the mirror that the sorrow... Oh, Loot! I have to pee! Shimmering glass. Deals 13 physical damage... This is a fragment of the mirror that the sorrow shattered in the calm. The calm is our mind. It holds a reflection of you, frozen in time and surrounded by a corona, again that word, of multicolored energies. Yeah, let's just fucking take it. To activate an item, left click on the item's icon in the bar above your portrait, that's here, and then click on the character you want to target. Okay. Oh. Kill it! Yeah, I could use that, but can't I just, you know, arc? I can attack the sorrow. We can throw that, or wait? We can throw that. Oh, we do have the sucker punch, or we could infuse our weapon. Ah. Let's infuse our weapon. Oh, we can't. Because we're in the calm. No, because I'm... Maybe it doesn't like trans-dimensional stuff. But it's out of range. Why can't... Ah. No, thank you. I'll go in a moment. Well, you know what? I'll go right... No, after the action. I know I should use the shimmering glass, but maybe we can still use that later. Arc! I'll just go there. Ah! It's invading my mind! Okay. Infuse weapon, transdimensional, and attack. Kill it! I just thought this fragment was a waste of fragments, of ciphers. You pried it loose! That thing is a cancer, an infection. It's unstoppable, but you stopped it. I can't believe it found us. In here. That thing. The sorrow. It's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back and activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is the shimmering dome there. Go! Now! Okay. Anything else here? No. Mr. Specter? Let's talk to Mr. Specter. I've told you everything I know. Until you get to the resonance chamber, I'm as blind as you. Just head through that portal, activate the chamber, and we're healed. It's as simple as that. What is the sorrow? That thing that was here, that enormous shadow, that was just the smallest piece of it. You felt it, you saw it. It is our death. I don't know anything more than that. Tell me again. I'm you. A piece of you that broke off when the sorrow attacked us as you fell. Alright, I'm gone. Good luck. Boom. Ooh. Indigo tide sounds nice.
Where did he fall from? His body smashed to talc. It's a wonder he's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not his origin point. But look, he's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
We'll look at... Wait. I know that face. What was that? What did you do, Callistege? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. We have an item. It's, it's a Kickstarter item, because I paid way too much money on it. I get this freaking cool looking clothing shit. This silky garment feels even lighter than it looks. Of course, that's not really surprising. You made this armor with your decisions. It is woven entirely from your thoughts, given shape by your intent, and it will protect you as you fight your enemies as a nano does? From afar, using your superior intellect and esoterics. But we're a Jack. Yeah. We can choose. And this reinforced array of dense hide and sturdy plating is far lighter than it should be. Of course, as you fight your enemies as a glaive does, hand to hand and face to face. The armor's undersuit is a synthetic musculature that binds the plating to you even further and increases the strength of every attack. All in all, it's an impressive set of armor. You have quite the imagination, it seems. And the wit-crafted shapestone harness. I guess that's for us little jacks right here. This reinforced suit of hide and intelligent tendons is far lighter than it should be. Blah, 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 blah. It will protect you as you fight your enemies as a jack does, with clever trickery, quick wits, and cunning gadgets. The shapestone armoring beneath the overcoat offers extra shielding against cipher energies, allowing you to carry more of the little devils. All in all, it's an Okay. Just go ahead. Okay. The first thing you notice is this man's kaleidoscope of tattoos, writhing across his forearms. He wears a long, dark coat, belted at the waist. Yeah, we can see that. Supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me? He emitted an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to the fantastic healing process. Obviously, Aligern? Gurn? I think it's Gurn. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant through these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Callistege. His voice is grim and clipped, then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal, we know that much. Start talking. His face is hard and set. Yeah, thank you, Shiroxy. The 50th follower was cute without E. And I don't think I would have gotten to that without streaming this game today, so everything just worked out fine. I'm no ordinary mortal. What do you mean? Who are you? Where am I? How did I get here? Was I dead? Thoughts? No? So I guess I'll just choose... Who are you? If you don't remember who I am, you're more self-centered than I ever imagined. Oh. You know he's not the changing god, Aligern. It's his face. I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. Maybe you could help me for a change. You know what this means to me. You're familiar with the word changing, Aligern? It implies inconstancy. Thus, the changing god may well have changed. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone who he once knew, even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you are a newly born. I and my sisters am Callistege. This is Aligern. We are explorers and knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a Castoff. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born in his Castoff shell. An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition. disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You are in a dark room, lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand the Sorrow's attacks? Says a voice. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind, physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pot. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the Sorrow's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point, a catalyst. The memory fades. Callistege is still talking. You realize that the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks just like the Spectre has described it. A transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome, with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered, the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Of flesh-eating viruses, one presumes disfigurement by the Iron Wind would likewise be devastating enough to... I think he gets the point, Callistege. I saw a vision of myself and... You didn't see that. I think that's a little stupid to ask. Not worthy of our 7 points in intellect. Do either of you know anything about the sorrow? I've had my share of sorrows, but never the sorrow. What's that, a disease? I know nothing about it. Yeah, she's lying. Do either of you know how to fix that crystal chamber there? Not likely, though it might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the Changing God will hold the answer. Her distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You'd turn to the insane to help a newborn. Where's your judgment, Aligern? I would take him to the Author of Truth. The Author of Truth? Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. What's the Author of Truth? What's the cult of the Changing Gods? Blah, 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 blah. Well, what's the Author of Truth? Knowledge seekers, the learned who try to wrest secrets from the hearts of the prior worlds. They gather in the cities to exchange their findings and help humanity to build a brighter future. Our friend Aligern, who was once one of them. Frauds, quacksalvers, and charlatans. They don't have all the answers, and I'd not trust them with the Changing God's secrets. You're just angry that they couldn't help you with yours. But I am being too cruel, dear Aligern. Let us take our new friend to the Order. What's the cult of the Changing God? Despite what she says, they are not insane. They're eccentrics. You hear on the side? They are worshippers of you or your sire, the Changing God. They devote their lives to understanding your kind. I have some other questions. Of course, dear. Where are we? What is this place? A sanctum of your sires. The common belief is he has several such places. I think my tongue is getting tired. Throughout the Ninth World, possibly other worlds as well. We were only just able to gain entry to this one because of your grand entrance. Are there other Castoffs? Dozens, hundreds, who can say? Your sire has been doing this for several centuries. Though if all of them were born the way you claim to have been, it's a wonder any of them survive. Yep. With how hard you hit the ground? I'm surprised that's all you saw. I saw you stare into space while Callistege graphically described all the ways you could die, but that's about it. I only noticed because I did the same thing. Who is the Changing God? Ha! That's something coming from you. The Changing God is your sire, dear. He discovered a path to immortality long ago. He means to transfer himself to a new body of his own creation. I don't think he knew, however, that when he abandoned one body, another mind was birthed to fill the void.
Oh, he knew all right.
The only thing the Changing God cares about is himself. He doesn't give a single thought for those he leaves behind. There are hundreds of them, probably. If we use your amazing survival from that fort as a data point, any number of them could still be alive. Some of them for centuries. Your sire, child. He created your body and lived in it for a time before abandoning and creating you. I used a cipher to slow your fall further, but its damages still would have killed an ordinary person. But think about it. If you're the kind of person who can make your body into anything you want, what do? If you've constructed bodies for centuries, you want to make each other one better than the last. Each one better than the last. You want to live forever. You're not going to let your life end by accident. No, you make strong bodies, fast, powerful. Maybe throw in regeneration while you're at it. The Changing God has always been vain. He rarely stays long in a shell that doesn't suit his self-image. Perhaps the Changing God fled because he didn't want to wear those scars of yours. What scars? If he abandoned your body, then his consciousness fled to another. Oh, do stop! The look she gives Aligern is equally piercing, amplified by the withering glares of her sisters. If there's one thing we know about the Changing God, dear, it's that he always has a contingency. This child was born here. The object of your obsession will have been reborn somewhere else. How can you be sure this body's a Castoff? You mean aside from your miraculous reformation? For one thing, there's your tattoo. All Castoffs have one, though its purpose is beyond me. And then, of course, there's your delicious naivete. You could be faking it. You don't live hundreds of years without learning to lie convincingly. She sighs in exasperation, then says to you, what do you think? Are you a newborn child, or are you a powerful immortal whom death has robbed of his memories? Fine. What do you think? I survived that fall and have skills and powers I don't recall learning. What if I am the Changing God? That's so much I don't know or remember. I think I must be a Castoff. You obviously knew the Changing God, Aligern. What do you think? Am I him? Yes, we did. No. We survived the sorrow and are talking now to Aligern and Callistege. This is where we ended up. What do we think? All right. This is the perfect time for me to go pee now. 1, 2, 3, 4. You decide. See you in a minute. If you say so, okay.
We are your god. Bow to us.
I survived that fall and have skills and powers I don't recall learning. What if I am the Changing God? I knew it. He looks at Callistege, triumph lighting his eyes. I knew it. He said, what if, Aligern? Honestly, would one who has lived so cautiously for so many years casually admit his identity to people like us? We'll see. If you are the changing god, you'll have a lot to answer for, to a lot of people. His voice is grim, and then looks steadily at her, resentment apparent in every line of his frame. He crosses his arms and sighs. As I was telling my colleague, it was obviously a physiological reaction of some kind. I've never witnessed the birth of a Castoff, but yes, it could very well have been caused by your nascent consciousness. Don't worry, I don't believe it caused any real harm, not to me at least. Really? You've been more abrasive than ever since we came in here. He shoots her a sidelong look. She just can't empathize with other people unless she's experimenting on them. Are you sure that surge didn't hurt you? If it did, it was damage in our minds. Though how you'd check if it cogged her? If it did, it was damage in our minds. Though how you'd check if it cogged her, I couldn't say. Tough to find normalcy there. At least we know it didn't hurt Aligern, and that skull's as thick as organic stone. Didn't I just ask that? Also, yeah, okay. Do you know anything about the tides? I've heard the term before, a subject your sire studied in great depth. I'm afraid it isn't my field of inquiry. What are the changing gods' bodies like again? Powerful and beautiful. Each one likely an improvement over the last. I'm curious what you're capable of, child. I suppose we'll find out. Of course, child. You must be so disoriented. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 Why do you seem to hate the changing god so much? His face is calm, but his voice is bitter and tired. You should know, shouldn't you? You've ruined lives, committed crimes, and now it seems like you've forgotten the harms you've engineered. You've left a trail of the dead and dying behind you. She and her echoes share an expression that is equal parts amused and appalled. He's not the changing god, Aligern. Who did you say? Blah, blah, blah. The Art of Truth, dear. I'll gladly take you. Or the cult of the changing god. The Art of Truth knows nothing about this sort of thing. I'll show you where the cult can be found. Uh-huh. Other questions? I think we... Oh! Okay, so. I think this is a decision I maybe want to make. In my first playthrough, I said, will you please take me to the Order of Truth? But I screwed up there. And I know I could have done better. Also, I want to play with Aligern as my companion this time, not with Callistege. I played with her already. Okay, no, you decide. Should we go with Aligern to the Cult of the Changing God, or with Callistege to the Order of Truth? Thoughts? I am... Oh, we could just go by ourselves. I think we... Five, really? Okay. If you say so, and nobody is against it, wink wink. Okay. It fits to Stealthy Jack, doesn't it? Alright.
Thank you for your help, but I'll figure this out on my own.
Hold on, I'll come with you. Hold on, I'll come with you. Wouldn't want you goddamn lost, would we? Suspicious as always, Aligern. Child, the world is an exciting place, but it is full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you safely to where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. A sunny smile crosses her face. Why do you want to go with me? What's in it for you? I won't deny that you are an exciting find, but it's not about that. I just want to see you safely out of the reef. Kid, you're not safe here, and not just because you're new. Treasure hunters trawl the reef, scavengers who would sell you for parts if they knew where you came from, what you were. Other questions? Let's go. You've gained your first companions. They will follow the last Castoff and can be controlled during a crisis. You can speak to them about their pasts and take advantage of their unique abilities and skills. Companions have their own motivations and personalities, and depending on the choices you make, they may not follow you forever. You will find more companions who can join you as you travel through the ninth world. Take this opportunity to explore your surroundings. You may find items, equipment, and more to assist you. When you are ready, you can leave the broken dome using the stairs to the northeast. Okie dokie. Also, top button shows us what we can interact with. I'm always glad when games do that. Broken fragments of the domed ceiling are scattered on the floor. They appear to be made of transparent synth. Synth is plastics. At least very similar. The flexible tubes that are attached to this machine appear to be later additions. Someone cobbled the device together, but its function is unclear.
All right.
Tiny glowing motes float through the interior of this tower. Each one is surrounded by much smaller motes, like thousands of worlds circling their suns.
It's a plan.
Okay.
Alright, let's interact with, everything. Loot! Take all! Don't look what it is, just take it. Your inventory lets you view, equip, and manage items and equipment you find. It has a number of sections. The first is equipment, which contains any items, equipped to the current character. Well, that's quite obvious. Equipment includes melee, and ranged weapons, shields, armor, ornaments such as rings and amulets, and bonded items. Inventory. Your backpack contains the items being carried by the current character. You can equip, inspect, or transfer items from it. Quest items, right here, contains any special items required for quests. Quest items cannot be discarded or sold, so you won't need to worry about accidentally losing one. Loot! Every time I read loot in capitals, I think of Loom. LucasArts adventure they made even before Monkey Island, because it's also written in capitals, and, well, I really can recommend it if you can get your hands on it. The ciphers. And your cipher limit. Where's that? I can see in here. We'll see later. Ciphers shown in the inner rings. These are the ciphers. Ciphers shown in the inner rings are highlighted in blue and are safe to carry. Those on the outer rings, highlighted in orange, are over your cipher limit and inflict negative effects as long as you're carrying them. You can use, sell, discard, or transfer them to another party member to get back under your cipher limit. Okay, what do we have here? Shimmering glass cipher. Bam! Ooh, let's... We do have armor already. 1 armor, 3 resistance. Plus 10 on esoteric attacks. We don't have any, so that's a waste. 4 armor, 1 resistance. But it costs on weapon attacks. 3 armor, 2 resistance. 3 armor, 2 resistance. 3 armor, 2 resistance. Well, it's perfect for a Jack. +1 cipher limit. I think I like ciphers. I think they're an interesting game mechanic. So let's equip that. Ooh, did that do? Ooh, we can. I always love it when games do that. We can see our armor on our body. No, this is the Jack stuff, right? As a Jack does. Equip item. Yeah. The wood-crafted shapestone harness. Okie dokie. We still have the cipher from Out of My Mind that I haven't used on one of the reflections. Armor. Physical damage. Weapons. That's against, well, status effects and stuff. Esoterics and ciphers, okay. Evasion, do not get it. Do not get hit by esoteric. Okay, okie dokie. Character sheet. We haven't used our flex still today. But we still can later. I think we could already use the flex skill for deception or perception. Should we? Ooh, our journal. In progress. Fallen to Earth. I miraculously survived a fall from many kilometers above the Earth's surface. I wanted to find myself in another unexpected situation. My only hope of stopping the Qorro, the creature that hunts me, is to climb inside the crystal resonance chamber and activate the device. Unfortunately, the resonance chamber was badly damaged by my fall, so it'll need to be fixed. The 2 people who have found me have conflicting opinions about where I should go for help. Aligern suggested that I speak with the cultists of the Changing Guard, while Callistege directed me to the Order of Truth. Nothing completed? Okay. Our codex. I think I will read through that next Sunday. So kind of like a previously on. Okay. What do we have here? Healing item? Another healing item? 1 armor, 1 resistance? Okay. So. What is he? Ooh. Those are some freaky tattoos. Right there. Who's he? He's an hardened nano who fights with his demons. She's a cunning nano who pierces realities. He's got a buzzer. That's a ranged weapon. And that's is it two-handed? It's a medium weapon. Okay. Okie dokie. So we got our loot. What's this? A slate black, unimpressive device hunkers before you. As you reach out to touch it, the triangle of lights on its casing blazes into life, and an image unfolds in your mind. Ooh. A towering crystal arc rises over a jagged grey landscape. The air is dead and stifling, and there, at its emerald peak, the image collapses, leaving you staring into the device's triangular array of lights. Command me, the device, or the intelligence within it, says, each word carefully edged with distaste. Oh, okay. Command me. Who are you? What was that arch you showed me? What commands do you recognize? Show me that arch again. Maybe we should... Should we use our flex skill already? Aligern's hair or my hair? In any case, the hairstyles in the Ninth World are extraordinary. What do you think? Should we choose to be skilled in perception or deception? Or some lore. Maybe, well, we're talking to a machine, so this might come in handy right now. Maybe later. Go away. I don't want. No. Fuck it. Step away from the... What have I done? I don't want to choose any skill. Oh, maybe when I press... Okay. Perception... Deception... Or machinery. Alrighty. Who are you? Your command was not understood. The intelligence says with clear satisfaction, sounding for all the world like it understood the question, but is choosing not to answer. Command me. What was that arch he showed me? Your command was not understood. Command me. Show me that arch again. The device's triangle of lights. Throb in time. Weird. No. The device's triangle of lights throb in time with the growl of the engines within its casing, and the mental image unfolds once more. You see a huge crystalline arch on a jagged field. The arch is divided into rectangular cells. What? The arch is divided into rectangular cells, all of which are numbered, and they all appear to be transparent and empty, except at the arch's pinnacle, one cell is lit in a brilliant, pulsating emerald. The number 0 is printed on its side. I am now. I was just seeing if my face is too dark. But I think it's fine. You know, can be obsessed about my lighting as well, not only games. Okay, so examine the jagged wasteland. Dry grit whirls around the empty plain. Many kilometers beyond the arch is the faint outline of what seems to be a broken tower. Oh, it always reminded me, or I always thought about The Dark Tower by Stephen King when reading this description. Except that it is slowly stretching into the gray air. No good connection today. Sometime, mal so. Sometimes it's a good day and Twitch is rocking with the latency, and sometimes it sucks. Just close the image right now. You release your mental hold on the image of the arch, and it collapses, returning it to reality. What commands do you recognize? The three lights throb irritably. Heated air sighs from the device's vents, and then a towering list of commands races through your mind. Far too fast to read. You rub your eyes, groaning, and the intelligence chortles. Command me, it says smugly. Though the list was mostly a blur, one particular command, unleash, seemed to be highlighted in emerald, the same emerald of cell 0 at the top of the arch in the dark field. Kick the device as hard as you can. Oh, let's not do that. Show me that list of commands again. Slower, please. If anything, the list pours through your mind even faster than this time. Command me, the intelligence drawls. Examine the outside of the device. Always examine first, like you said, before doing anything. That's how you play an RPG. An indignant hum rises from the intelligence's engines as you examine its ancient casing. Nothing looks out of the ordinary. You step back and the hum fades away. Well, but we trained perception. I guess there really isn't anything. Maybe no. Yeah, show that arch again. Blah blah blah. Try to remember more details. Kick it? Oh, yeah, okay. I'll do it after doing this. Try to remember. 80%. But I think sometimes when you do something with a difficulty, well, I think this is worded a little wrongly. The final difficulty the final success rate is 100%. The difficulty then is 0. No? A little confusing. And I think sometimes when you reach 100, you do a critical success and you get back the cost of your effort. So your 1 intelligent point. So I think I'll just try that. The memory blossoms. You stand before this arch, eyeing the last 2 active cells and once impenetrable Lugum Vo. Unleash cell 29, you say, and a twisted artifact appears before you. You claim it with a faint smile, watching the light fade from the cell far above. You flinch from the memory, and it falls apart as you raise your eyes to the arch as it is now. Cell 29 is dark now. Only cell 0 remains. So, close the image of the arch, and kick the device as hard as you can. Biatch! If you select a companion's portrait in the effort window, they can assist the last Castoff with some challenges. Nice! Let's Aligern kick it. Your companion's stat pools are used instead of your own, and they may have different skills, abilities, and statistics that make the challenge easier. Companions cannot assist in a crisis and can only use their stats during their turn. Continue. Okay, Aligern, I think home. You have 6 might, 5 might, 2 might. Let's use him. Oh, and he's trained in smashing. Aligern, my good old smasher. Smash the shit out of it. 95%, that's enough. The intelligence's light flutter an alarm just before your foot smashes into the base of the device. Something within goes crunch. Cell gating damaged, it gasps. The trio of lights focusing on you with blinding intensity. All prisoners lost, shuddering Lugumvo. A hatch springs open near the dent left by your foot, and the lights flicker off as you claim a hissing component from the device's smoking interior, the view shard. It's an oddity. Oddities are, well, you can use ciphers and you can certainly use artifacts. Oddities are mostly just there for atmosphere, and you can sell it. The shard of glass displays an image of 3 strangely garbed children in a field. A sequence of them playing a simple ball game repeats itself. After repeated viewings, you notice a small child standing further away in the field. This 4th child is looking directly at you. Her large eyes brim with fear. A spooky 4th child. Continue. You planning on breaking every machine in here? Crackle. Crackle.
Let's do it.
I tried to get my Aligern voice, so bear with me.
Don't push me. Yeah? What do you need? Yeah?
Yeah? What do you need?
All right.
All right.
Yeah?
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 What?
What?
Yeah?
Yeah?
What?
Well, okay. Now Callistege.
Shall we?
Shall we?
How may I guide you?
How may I guide you?
Shall we?
Shall we?
How may I guide you? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, child?
Yes, child. Okay.
Yes?
Okay, yeah, that's enough. Sorry. That was fun. Examine. Oh no, I've already
Yes.
examined that. Okay. Interact with this, maybe? Sunlight falls through the ragged hole in the roof onto the shattered resonance chamber. It is hard to believe that you did this. That you plummeted through the curve of the pale blue sky, crashed through the dome, and broke this delicate machine with your own body. It is hard to believe that you are still alive. 4 mechanical arms hang over the center of the device, above the cracked, semi-transparent crystal of the sarcophagus. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th arm lies broken on the floor among the scattered synth and crystal shards, and a metal ring surrounds the array, dented and broken by your impact crater. Well, one after the other. Examine the shards on the ground. Jagged fragments of crystal are intermingled with synth from the shattered dome above. The crystal shards glitter in the light like captive suns. Good that we trained perception today. A faint scratching sound draws your attention to 2 crystalline chunks near your feet. As you watch, they tumble gently into each other and melt, their disparate angles flowing together like water. After a moment, they part again, trailing shining threads of living crystal. It seems that the resonance chamber can heal from certain wounds, but not from the amount of damage you've done to it. Inspect the metal ring. You feel the slightest hint of resistance every time you cross the ring. I think that's... If it took me a while to understand what ring they are talking about, is this one. See? 1, 2, 3, 4 arms, a 5th arm lying here. This is the ring. The ring. And now that you're paying attention, you know that your breath is echoing in your ears as though you were inside a glass dome. When you step outside the ring, the feeling passes. You should pick up one of the crystal shards. Thank you. Crystalline shard. It's a light melee weapon. Nice. You scavenged this crystalline shard from the wreckage of the Changing Guard's resonance chamber. It is sharp and can serve as an improvised weapon. At the rim of the crater, you find a sliver of crystal, sharp as a dagger on one end and smooth on the other, and might be a somewhat crude weapon. Look for other useful shards. You sort through the remaining pieces of crystal, but they are too small or too unwieldy to be of any use. Examine the suspended arms. Cables run from machines along the dome's walls. Yeah, you see that? To the base of the suspended arms, each of which is capped with long needles. Ooh. Aimed at the cracked coffin-like chamber at the center of the platform. Gem-like lights flicker dimly at the bases of the arms. They do? I don't see that. Take a closer look at the sarcophagus. The padded interior beneath the coffin's cracked lid looks like it was made for a human body. Despite the damage, you don't see any way to open it and get inside. You glance between the sarcophagus and the needle-like protrusions at the ends of the arms above. It seems likely that using this chamber would not be a pleasant experience. Another look. Another look. Another look. Oh! A number of the lights have gone out. That's not good. Another look. Yeah, I got that. Step away. Let's look at this. A mechanical arm lies on the floor, presumably presumably broken during your fall. Sparks pour from the arm's shattered housing, filling the air with a greasy stench. Examine the housing. What do you prefer, dear viewers and vieweresses? I think you can turn off these hints. What kind of skill would help you if you choose an option? This way it's a little more mystery and maybe a little more focused on story. But on the other hand, we don't always know what we're doing. Well, it both has advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, I think. So yeah, shall we turn that off or not? As long as you're thinking, let's examine the housing. The sharply pointed apparatus that formerly topped the device appears burnt out and useless, but the equipment in the base remains at least somewhat operational, as the constant stream of sizzling motes can attest. On? Okay, then it stays on. Sparks angrily leap to and fro amidst severed cables and other broken components. Attempt to scavenge what you can from the arms housing? Oh, he's trained in machinery. Nice, Aligern. That's good. That's good. Maybe I should examine what my peeps can do in a moment. Yeah, put it all in. Off? Okay. Then we'll turn that off. Taking care to avoid the sparks, you extract several handfuls of shiny trinkets and coin-like objects. You recognize their value at once. Such objects would be accepted as chins, the informal currency in most regions of the world, so we gather them up and take them with you. And we have Spray Flash. This tiny synth canister sprays a sticky, gelatinous substance. This gelatin covers and seals wounds instantaneously if applied correctly. Can you apply it incorrectly? Yucky. Examine the housing again. No, leave the device alone and turn that one shit off. I think it's... I thought it was... Maybe it is... I thought... No. No. Maybe you cannot turn that off? Or maybe it's only there during the tutorial? Sorry, I short you could. Turn it off. No. Okay, sorry. I was wrong. New saved game. Broken Dome, that sounds lovely. Okay. I think we've broken everything we can in here. Another Dark Tower flashback. One very... A quote from the Dark Tower series is, "Go then, there are other worlds than these." And I always like that. And that's what I was just reminded of talking to Callistege, or hearing Callistege. Character sheet. Show me what you can. He is... skills. Concentration, cipher use, endurance, machinery, smashing. But he's not stealthy. That's what we're here for. She can concentrate and is trained in mystical lore. But she's also quite perceptive. But you will not travel with her, because I did that already. So that's it all works out. He's got living tattoos. While active, use similar actions, attacks, defensive, esoteric ciphers, multiple turns in a row to chain increasing effects. Using a different kind of action breaks the chain and removes the fatal. When the chain reaches 4, the fatal is removed. Ooh. Aligern's tattoos swarm and swirl over his skin, lending themselves to whatever purpose the former priest puts his mind to, each building on the similar strength of the last. Maybe she can go to the right tattoo parlor and get them. Or, Relis can get them today. But yeah, I think it's fucking cool to have living tattoos too. What is it? Attacks, defensive, healing. I'm not clear on what actions are similar exactly. I mean, attacks are pretty straightforward, but only melee attacks or also range attacks? We'll see about that. Innovate removes all negative fatals. And heals. Okay, so it's the heal me button. 5 or 5 per day. Channel a subtle esotery through the body of an ally, purging most negative effects from them and healing their wounds. Nice. Because he's a nano. Resourceful, what does that mean? Oh, okay. Then sci-fi shit. So what we're not interested in her. Sorry, I thought she's an interesting character, but not in this playthrough. Okie dokie. Aligern.
I don't like the smell of this dome. Let's go. Sooner, not later.
He sounds really grumpy.
We should not tarry in this chamber long. No doubt others saw your dramatic entrance as well.
I need to talk to you.
Well, then let's talk.
This is the Reef of Fallen Worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
I don't think I can get my voice as deep as this one, but without breaking it. Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't. I'll just try it. He growls, don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. I get the feeling he doesn't trust her. What makes the reef so dangerous? What's your story? What do you think of Callistege? Well, she's right there. Can you tell me about your tattoos? They look almost alive. Yeah, let's talk about your fucking cool tattoos, man. These, they are nothing. Call them a consolation if you must. He smiles grimly. Some call them by worse names, but that's because they've had occasion to run afoul of these little snakes. He looks away. His line of questioning is clearly at an end. Can you tell me about your tattoos again? He looks at the tattoo on your head and says, I was born with them, just like you. Ain't a Castoff, though. What do you think? What's your story, anyway? Ask me again when we get out of here. I don't trust this damned reef any more than the company we keep. Well, now, he brought the topic to us, so what do you think of Callistege? A parasite disguised as a scourge. Don't be surprised if she betrays you before the day is done. Actually, they would be slow for her. Then why are you traveling with her? He clenches his mouth shut and you can see his jaw muscles working. She said she could help me with a problem I had. We never seemed to get anywhere with my business, but found plenty of time for hers. He looks you square in the eye. It wasn't something I'd care to do again. Keep that in mind when you talk to her. What makes the reef so dangerous?
The Numenera of the past are always dangerous, but there are other dangers too, some closer than others. Numenera and scavengers, boy. It's hard to say which is more unpredictable.
What are the Numenera?
You want me to tell you? The Numenera are all around you, everything left over from the prior worlds. Sagas Cliffs thrives by trading artifacts from ancient civilizations. Else, you can't scoop a handful of earth without finding drift from prior worlds mixed with it. Numenera is anything from the prior worlds, but mostly we mean the stuff of value to us. A lot of the Numenera are just oddities, fancy trinkets with little real use. But sometimes you'll get a cipher that lets you do something incredible. Artifacts are worth even more. A cipher will only do something once, but artifacts last a lot longer. Though they can burn out at the most inconvenient times. Not that it's ever happened to me. Of course, we've got no idea what most of this junk was originally intended for. In most cases, it doesn't really matter. Like you might find what used to be a propulsion unit for a star chariot, but who the hell knows enough to build you the rest of it? Better to use it as a weapon or power source. He scowls, frustrated about something. I bet we could remake the world if we knew 1/10 of the secrets of the ancients, but most days, it's a challenge to just survive. I'm getting dizzy.
Dangerous about the reef. Yeah, damn it, we can't talk about it too further, right? Yeah. I always ask twice in Numenera. Always ask twice. Leftovers from It's also just saying it's a little hard to read without hearing yourself because of these little fellas. I don't always hear when I'm making a mistake.
Leftovers from prior worlds, oddities, ciphers, artifacts, even animals in Druid itself in Numenera.
What do you think we should do next?
You want to fix that crystal chamber back there, yeah? First step is getting out of this reef.
I think I talked enough with him. Let's keep going, all right?
Yeah, about time.
Yeah, you were the one who wanted to talk.
Watch your steps, child. This is not a place to walk lightly. There are dangers in the reef, both old and new.
What kind of dangers are there in the reef?
Myriad.
We walk among the Numenera, detritus of fallen worlds and antediluvian wars. Not everything in the reef knows that its wars ended long ago. Yet the true dangers are contemporary. The reef holds the promise of treasure for the determined, but not always for the scrupulous. The Numenera are wondrous and deadly in equal measure, although Aligern will doubtless tell you I am the most deadly of all. An astute question, my dear. The most likely answer is that your sire discovered something he could repurpose for his own designs. If you can sear the dome as well as he did, the reef is as good as a place as any for experimentation. What's your story? Now is not the time, dear, nor is the reef a safe place for lengthy disquisition. Rest assured, when we reach the cliffs there will plenty of time to swap tales. He's useful. At least he was once. If that pompous lark nibber, forgive my language, dear, finds one more fault with me, I expect my sisters will murder him in several realities. There goes one now. He was not always so sour. He was a man of science, an Aeon priest who reveled in knowledge, but his pain has infected him, and he sees the world through the cast. It would be tragic, but he is the same in every existence in which I know him. It has become incredibly tiresome. What are all these echoes of you? They are me. We are a part of each other, sisters across infinite realities. We share our experiences and power. What's that old saying? That experience brings wisdom? I must be the wisest person in Sargos Cliffs. The wisest across countless worlds. And laughter peels out. Again, they are a part of me, my dear, and I a part of them. We share a mind that crosses infinite realities, learning from each other constantly. Aligern, a cavalier of the highest order. A cavalier of the highest order. I tired of his incessant winging long ago. Not whining? I think she means whining. Okay, let's keep going. Of course, dear.
On my way.
On my way. What's that?
The water is clear, almost unnaturally so, revealing runes upon runes as far as you can see.
Sure.
Sure. What's that? Although this cube hovers in the air, you can feel the ground shudder with its vibrations.
All right.
Does it move faster when we approach it? No. That was a coincidence. A coinky dink. And these ones, we'll get right to them. Loot! Loot! Take all. What's it? Healing shins. Okay.
We shall see.
Is there quick save? Oh, there is. Nicenstein. Interact. You mean these crystals, right? Two floating cones whirl and spin deliriously around each other, giggling like children being tickled. The air around them smells of sweet, burning leaves. What are you? Judge a cone as it passes. Watch them for patterns. You wanted to talk, or interact with them, not cutie cat, cute without E. What should we do? I'll get a drink. A drink. Now I'm seeing it too. It really takes a while until the stream catches up. And that's better. Okay. What are you? The cones continue whirling and laughing like enraptured dancers, giving no sign that they've heard you. What are you for? The cones greet your question with a split second of hushed silence, followed, I guess, by delighted peals of helpless giggling. Oh, sorry! Ah! I thought you wanted to talk to them.
They aren't for anything. They're from one of the worlds before this one. Aligern rubs a hand along his stout jaw. Sometimes the
Dizzy.
Sometimes the Numenera will do something useful. Sometimes they'll turn you inside out.
And sometimes they don't do a damn thing that makes sense. I've often said the same thing about you, darling. Dann machen wir jetzt 3, watching them for patterns. The longer you stare at these artifacts, the more you're convinced that they turn faster when their spiraling paths cross each other. The paths cross each other? I don't see that. Okay. Good that we know that now. Only childlike laughter. Then, quickie fingers. 90. Who's got... Yeah, let's do that ourselves. Boss time. But I thought he was trained with quick fingers. Wasn't he? Touch it, bring it, babe. Watch it, turn it, leave it, stop from mad it. Sehr guter Buster Rhymes song. Very good Buster Rhymes song. Okay. Success. You managed to graze one of them with the tip of your finger. Wrong, a voice says, and your vision is stolen from you. A moon hangs over you, but it is not the one you recognize. It's black and in a pearl-white sky. Thick, flat asteroids orbit it like petals in the wind. You feel questing tendrils at your ankle, and the hot wind on your face smells of scorched hair and grief. Oh, I hate the smell of scorched hair. Your vision returns. The cones hang motionless for only a second before resuming your giggling dance. What the fuck is right? Yeah. And what does that have to do with childlike laughter? No, okay, no.
In this world, then.
Yeah. Can't do anything else. Do I have the weapon equipped? I do. Okay. Just checking. Let's look at these. Totally not dangerous looking hand trees. A tangled cluster of metallic tendrils grows from the depths of the nearby water. Strangely, they resemble clawed alien hands, most of which have 7 or 8 fingers. Examine the cluster. You try to lean around the nearest palm and notice that it innocently moves with you, as if guided by a wind that's not there. You feint right and go left instead, just in time to see what the hand was trying to hide. One of the lower hands is passing a small silvery object, a seed pod, to another. Examine again. The hands sway softly, but their movements are difficult to follow. Watching them for too long makes you feel nauseous. Apart from the hands themselves, you don't notice anything of interest in the cluster. You decide. My little peeps out there. Break off one of the hands or try to grab the seed pod. And yeah, this is a beautiful brightness in my face. Nice tint. I think my first playthrough I chose 1, but it might be that you can choose 3 after choosing 1 anyway. Okay. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. But the stream is lagging today, so just okay. Still, I don't know myself. Grab this seed pod. %. Yeah, let's use her. You found a cipher. Ciphers are Numenera objects that can trigger a powerful effect, but can only be used once. Ciphers and your cipher limit score are displayed in a special section of the inventory screen. Take care not to accumulate more ciphers than your cipher limit, or you will experience unpleasant side effects. Quite interesting. You wait for an opening, then snatch the pod as it passes from one hand to another. Immediately, a wave of outrage washes over you from the cluster's direction. They say. Mucha damage, cipher. You snatch this pod from a cluster of metallic tendrils in the Reef of Fallen Worlds. You can hear scratching sounds and observe the faint movements of unborn tendrils inside. If you throw it, the pod is likely to burst, and the little tendrils will burrow into your target's flesh. It appears you've made an enemy. Congratulations, dear. And now, give me your hand. And let's let him do that. Because he's the smashing guy. 100%. And I just hope that we get the points back. I guess we don't. You grip the hand nearest to you and snap it from its roots. Stepping back, you give it a couple experimental swings. Good balance. It might make a decent weapon. 8-fingered mace. Ooh, medium melee weapon. Ooh. This metallic object resembles a clenched 8-fingered hand. Attached to a forearm. You snapped it off a metallic tendril in the Reef of Fallen Worlds. It has a decent heft and balance, and its steely material is powerful enough to deal significant damage. But it's only a makeshift weapon and is somewhat clumsy to use. Okay. You aren't happy unless you're breaking things, are you? Well, you broke it for me, so... Who are you to judge? The hands sway softly, but their movements are difficult. You wrap your hands around one of the wrists and pull with all your strength. Eventually, gasping, you give up. The tendrils seem thicker and stronger now, as if they fortified themselves against you. Just walk away. Okay. Can we use that without... I am a jack. But I don't have any weapon skills because I'm... Okay, can I use it? 2 physical damage. 4 and 3... Well, why not use it? Because it's a might weapon, not a speed weapon. Okay. So, last one. Fine. This obelisk of black and green... It looks like an Alienware PC, doesn't it? A matte black obelisk floats in mid-air above the water. It has sharp, curved sides that converge to a glowing tip that brightens or dims with the passing of the bay's faint breezes. Lean out to touch the obelisk. Had to listen. I know how you're feeling. My condolences. You raise your hand toward the obelisk. Dull green light wells from within the black stone, fixed on you like a furious eye. I knew someone who did what you're about to do, Aligern says casually. Aeon Priest. A beam came out at the top of that thing and ripped his face off. Made a fancy nightlight out of his crystal necklace, though. But hey, I'm sure you know what you're doing. Oh, hush. At least that poor priest died in service of his curiosity rather than stumbling about the coast complaining and feeling sorry for himself. Go ahead if you must, she tells you, ignoring Aligern's glare. But do be careful. Touch it. Or do the smart thing, right? Yeah. Carefully, you level the shard at the obelisk and a superheated beam lances from the tip of the structure into the crystal, sending vibrations up your arm and suffusing the shard with a warm green glow. Nice! Bzzz. Stealthy Jack does it again. 3 physical damage and 15 plus on weapon attacks. 4, but but we do have 5. We'll stick to our... Yeah, you didn't miss that much. I just, from these hands, I ripped them apart and got this as a weapon, the 8-fingered mace, and a seed pot, I thought, somewhere. Maybe it's this illustrated force, the seed pot. No matter. We still can touch it if you want. Should we or should we not? Yeah, I thought that was in your interest. That's why I did it. Better not? Okay, but Just so you know, Castoffs cannot really die. Only in some circumstances. We survived the fall from a few kilometers from the sky. So death can be interesting in this game. Just putting it out there, throwing it out there. Okay, obviously. Touch it. Once again, a dull, malevolent light blooms from the obelisk as you extend your hand towards it. PAM! You lay your palm on the surface of the obelisk. A brilliant emerald beam erupts from the apex of the structure and strikes you in the chest. What follows is not pleasant, but mercifully brief. Our blue and red tide is raised a tiny amount. Excuse me, some things seem to be able to kill our last Castoff. Good thing I saved. When the light fades, you are utterly gone, burned to an ash too fine to be seen amidst the dread of the ninth world. For a time, your tale lingers as a lesson in foolhardiness, but, alas, even among the reckless, you prove unremarkable. Quick save. Leave the obelisk alone. Leave the obelisk alone! What? 4 physical? Maybe I should give this thing to him. Yeah, Aligern. It is better overall, isn't it? Yes, it is. Then I'll take my little light crystalline chisel shard back.
With
Okie dokie.
alacrity.
With alacrity.
Yes.
What is all this cool shit? Okay. A yawning intake marks the front of a long-dead construct. Inside, the metal is pitted, black and ancient. And this looks like shit.
Now.
A bubbling mass of sludge floats on the surface of the water. Every once in a while, an oily nodule separates from it and hurtles into the sky. You catch momentary glimpses of a muck-coated object in the putrid mass. Examine the sludge. Well, maybe first do that, then retrieve the object. Carefully, you lean closer to the heaving mass. After a moment's study, you notice that the globules rising into the sky always contain something, be it a shining Qorro of untainted seawater or a tiny fish. Far below the water, you spot a vast, dark reservoir of the sludge. Quick fingers. Oh, I think... because we have perception. 90% is enough. Neisenstein! The next time sunlight strikes the object's streaked surface, you're ready. You snatch it from the oily mass and clean it as best you can. Fresh vapors. He has 10 points of intellect and confers... Okie dokie. 5 uses. Oh! That's quite good for a sci-fi, actually. A simmering jar made of metallic glass. Inside the jar rests a strange miasma. Its vapors sit crystalline and perfectly still until held. The glass vessel twists and writhes when grasped. When you put your ear to the device and listen closely, sounds of weeping and hysterical laughter rise from within. Warm to the touch, once inhaled, the vessel becomes ice cold. The user feels panic, fear, nausea, and then sweet relief, a torrent of emotions akin to getting a full rest. Well, we could all use that in real life, can we? Could we? Next. I'm not sure whether that awful muck is harmless or you are immensely lucky. Either way, do go on poking things, dear. It's quite entertaining. Search for more objects. Well, if you say so. Loot. Oh, yeah! At last, your patience is rewarded when an unusual object bubbles to the surface. Before it can sink out of sight again, you snatch it up. Tar River Globe. It's an oddity. This transparent glass sphere encloses a miniature scene of a river of tar running through a wasteland. It also contains a mystical blue liquid, which seems like it would mix with the tar if the globe were shaken. You notice ancient, indecipherable writing around the outer base. You found a veritable filth-stained trove. Well done, dear. You got lucky, kid, but you're not going to find anything else. If it were that easy, you'd have scavengers camped here 28 hours a day. At least no creepy kid, right? Creepy kid being creepy. There must be something else. I think actually that's an achievement, a Steam achievement, if you are a pain in the ass to this bubble of filth, you do get a reward. Also, I might be mistaken, and the thing I mean is at another place. Me thinks it's over? Okay, then let's leave. But what if this is the last one? Okay. Okay. What do you do? A cable connects this spout to the collection device. I guess that's the collection device. The nozzle looks like it may have been attached to another machine at one time. Right. Oh, loot! Take it all. Is this this device is collecting black goop from somewhere underwater and pumping it to the nearby spout. Okay, so goop goes in here, pumps it here, spits it over here. Yeah, why not? The strange lines and rippling forms of the sunken buildings are dramatically different from the architecture above the waterline. Seems like it's a city built upon a city.
Of course.
I like those cities. Quick save and knock knock. Who's there? This metal door is thick, heavy, and unmarked by time. Double rows of circular bumps run horizontally and vertically across its surface. Scusi. Entschuldigung. It is firmly sealed. Examine the door more carefully. The metal surface is infused with minuscule threads that are barely visible to the human eye. They only run in straight lines and right angles, and they seem to converge at the circular bumps. Upon closer inspection, you notice that each of the bumps is unique. Some have flat faces, others are actually many-sided polygons. 20-sided dice, maybe. And a few are marked by tiny apertures. Unfortunately, you don't see anything that resembles a knob, keyhole, or access device. You try touching both the flat panes of the door and the small bumps, but nothing happens. But we are trained in perception! Okay. Knock knock! You knock lightly at first, then harder. The door makes no sound at all, nor does it shudder or yield. There's no one home, dear. Hasn't been for thousands of years. One of my colleagues at the Order claimed that she got inside, but I don't believe her. Okay. Leave the door alone. I never figured out what this door was for in my first playthrough. I've never been in there.
Naturally.
Naturally.
Of course.
Maybe Break the door down. Yeah, I would love to do that, but yeah, we can't.
Yes.
Not even Aligern. I don't know who did the soundtrack for Fallout 3, but this might interest you, Cute Without E. It's the same guy, Mark Morgan, who did the soundtrack for Fallout 1 and 2, and also for Planescape Torment, is doing the soundtrack for Torment Tides of Numenera, and I like it. Very much so. It's a little sci-fi, industrial, spooky stuff. Don't know what.
It's a plan.
Can we go there in any way, shape or form? No.
All
we
right.
can't. Okie dokie. Now we're up here. Seen this. Snapped in half. This massive construct was trying to climb across the top of the reef when it died. Its surface is pocked with tiny scars and scorch marks. What? This thing could climb? What's the head? What's the other side? Hard to see. Interesting indeed. Yeah, I hope so. New save game, Reef of Fallen World. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I love saying okie dokie. Okie dokie. Cobalt petals fold over a short metal stem. Calcified minerals holds the ancient weapon closed. Ah,
Of course.
good thing. Crisis! The bass is really pumping there. As you step onto what looks like the back of the enormous construct, four strangers approach you. On the lead is a wiry man with parallel scars running from cheek to collarbone on the left side of his face. He gives you a welcoming smile, pulling on grey gloves embedded with pulsing lights. He's about to say something to you when he notices Callistege. Cal, I thought you'd sworn off. Cal! Hey, girl, I thought you'd sworn off trawling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down both you and Aligern. Odds and ends, Qorro. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she has gone quite still. Let them talk? Or ask her? Or be polite? Q without E. It's a crisis situation. What should we do? 1. Okie dokie. Of course, anyone else who's watching may step in and decide to, but let's do this. Let's do this! Nothing's wrong, dear. I accompanied Qorro on an expedition once, long ago. His methods were too crass for my tastes, though in his defense, he'd never tried to kill me when my back was turned. She beams at Qorro. If he did, he failed and I didn't notice. I don't like this. Aligern hisses in your ear, but loud enough that Callistege can hear too. If she's cagey about him, it can only mean trouble. You should hear what I tell people about you, dear. She gives Aligern a venomous smile. Killer or not, Qorro is not a man who can be trusted with unvarnished truth. Tread lightly. Let them talk? I think we should let them talk. His hand curls into a fist at his side. I was wondering specifically if he had seen a falling star that landed near here long ago. I see nothing of the sort, dear Qorro. What about your friends? He turns to you. I know most of the draft that scavenges the reef these days. It's a rare pleasure to see a new face. Nice scars! How did you get them? Well, no. Wait, maybe that's how Stealthy Jack sounds, but I don't know. What are those gloves for? Where did the star land? It wasn't a star. I fell from the sky. I'll be honest with you. I saw the star, but don't know where it is. It landed, I mean. 6? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's Stealthy Jack. Anyone else equally deceptive? No, it's us. Us alone. I think we should try the 100% in the crisis situation. You know, 1 star. Qorro studies you for a long moment before sighing. Alright. Well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I'd like to say we'd pay for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we? Crisis averted. In my first playthrough, I had to fight him. So, well done, Cute without E. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? They saw me fall from the sky and came to investigate. They were ambushing anyone who walked by. You think Callistege told them about us? Shiver me timbers. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Oh, sorry. 3, okay. Excuse me? Are you suggesting I had something to do with Qorro's plans? Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us, as we return from the greatest find the Reef has seen in years? It's too convenient for me. Too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic, paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Qorro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kid, she'll stab you in the back first chance she gets. Most likely in your sleep. Look, I don't care. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore and I wonder why I ever did. This is the last we've traveled together. I've got enough to worry about without having to watch my back 28 hours a day. Yes, days in the 9th world have 28 hours. She's got a point. Yes, she does. You coming, kid, or what? Aligern? Ich mag dich gern, aber I really don't think she was trying to betray us. It was a little convenient. You're really going to walk away from each other over this? Three? I'll choose 3. 1, 2, 3, 3. Either you just affirm what I say, it's a coincidence, or we really seem to be playing RPGs in a similar way. Oh, this is just the last needle that crushed the Anine. You haven't seen 1/10 of her depths, not 1/20. She's a backstabbing bitch, and this mess here only proves it. Always a paragon of class, Aligern. If I did have any interest in betraying you, do you really think I would need Qorro's help? Yeah, this is the thanks I get for coddling your pain-raddled, judgmental weakness for so long. I've had enough. Child, I'm happy to guide you, but I will not walk another step with this paranoid buffoon. Finally, something we agree on. Kid, she'll shove off your head and spit down your throat. I'll get you where you need to go and let you sleep at night to boot. It's up to you. Can't you just work it out? I mean, come on, come on. She bursts out laughing. My dear boy, we have been working it out. Aligern's petulance, his obstinacy in the face of facts drive me away every day. He might be strong, but he's also thick. I dare you to try traveling with him and see how long you endure. Not as long as I have, I'll wager. His face darkens under her accusations, but he manages a pained smile. As if you're doing me a favor by staying with me? Do you think I don't see your true self and all those echoes around you? That's you, Callistege, every facet of it. Your vivisectionist's heart hasn't changed, just the way you present it. I thought I could help you, but... Yeah, fuck, I know. And... Sorry, I still think Callistege, Aligern is just this sad, lonely guy. He's really, I think, he seems a little too much like the cliche, and that's why I think Callistege is the more interesting NPC to travel with. But I already did that, so I'll go with Aligern. Maybe he'll surprise us, and there's more to it than meets the eye.
As you wish. Should you change your mind, I'll be at the Order of Truth. But don't bring the complainer. A farewell to you, child, and best of luck. You'll need it.
That's a good point too, yeah. Yeah, maybe we are a little too similar to Callistege. And good riddance. Come on, whatever answers exist are up there. We'll find what you're looking for. What both of us are looking for. Now that you've dealt with Qorro and his goons, you can continue on to the city of Sarga's Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform. And I think it's 12:53, and I think that isn't it. It's very rare, and I don't remember it happening ever before. That I stopped the stream before 1 o'clock, but I think this is just too good a moment to pass off.
Go.
But we can still interact with all this stuff here. A lambent green fluid drips from the end of the device's nozzle and hisses angrily on the metal surface beneath. Without any antagonists to aim it toward, the device doesn't serve an obvious purpose. Yes, we could have used those against Qorro. A sickly green crust scabs over only this one. Yeah, these are... A spherical head hangs loosely from this stanchion. A single metal fiber holds it in its place. It's the same thing, but the descriptions are different. I like that.
Doing it now.
Oh, loot. No loot. Oh, some other stuff. There's a shallow depression in the surface here, like many others scattered around the construct. Unlike the others, energy still pulses across this one at random intervals. A slight yet implacable sense of unease emanates with each wave of energy. There's a loose lens at the center of the depression. You think you could redirect the psychic effect somewhere more useful, but it'll be tricky to get to it in between the energy pulses. What? I think we can reach in again, can't we? No. It's the weapon too. Okay. Let's see. We've done... We can... We've examined... Okay. Could go back, but why should we? Okay.
Let's
Doki.
go.
Is let's go his voice or his?
Here. Now. Yes? Yes? Yes. All right. Here. Now.
What? All right. All right. Yeah? What do you need?
Oh, let's talk.
Not now, kid. We can talk when we get to the city.
Okay. So, before the city. Yeah, both deep male voices. Yeah. Okily dokily. Anything? Well, we can look into our journal. But nothing new. Oh, the codex. Oh no, like I said, we'll read the codex later. And one thing I can explain now, here in the end, with our 4 remaining minutes. The tides. There are, I think, 5 colors of tides. Yes, they are. Silver is, well, I can read it. The silver tide represents prestige, power, and renown. People attuned to this side desire admiration and respect, all the more because of the influence it gives them in the lives of others. Leaders, celebrities, heroes, and autocrats are often attuned to this tide. There's also the golden tide, and I think that's the empathy tide, helping other people, that's gold. The blue tide is wisdom, if you're just, researching just to be researching, without any means, without any ends having behind it. It's with just, you want to have knowledge. That's blue tide. The red tide is acting with your heart. Just do what your heart tells you. Passion and anger, but also love. Well, the emotional tide, that's the red one. So silver, gold, red, blue, and I think the last one is the indigo tide. Indigo, like purple in here. And I think indigo means, I forgot that. I don't remember. But next time in Torment Tides in Numenera, next Sunday at 10 a.m. sharp, we will pick up where we left off. Saving people, hunting things, the family businesses. No, wrong show. We will pick up, we will enter Sargus Cliffs. Not now, just to not ruin the surprise. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for helping me with these decisions. I can tell you, I would have. There were often we were on the same page, you and me, Kid Without E. But I think I would have made a different character maybe, and it's always. Sometimes it's just nice to play in a way that you wouldn't play if we were alone. That's what streams are for sometimes. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Especially since you... Is this the first time you... Did you sign up on Twitch just for this?
Standing around is kind of nice. Relaxing.
Because I thought you weren't here before. Yes! Well, haha! Thank you! I'm glad you do not regret it. And next Sunday, 10 a.m., we continue. And now, I will see what you as the 50th follower brought to me. Because now I can be an affiliate on Twitch. Woohoo! Nice. So, adios, bye-bye, goodbye, very goodbye, and super duper bye. Mwah. Hauen Sie rein.